Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and technically doing a Tri-Brigade Spright deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck was actually suggested to me by one of my patrons, Manny. And this deck is an extremely powerful deck with just how well Spright and Tri-Brigade work together, because there's quite a few Tri-Brigade monsters that are actually level 2. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name in description every single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron. And definitely give Manny some love down in the comments down below for suggesting such an awesome deck. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Spright Blue. This card is a definite 3 of in the deck and has an awesome effect that if you control a level or rank 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you can only special summon this card once per turn this way, which all of your Spright monsters in the main deck share that common effect. Now Spright Blue's unique ability is if this card is special summoned, you can add a Spright monster from deck to hand, which is a really good effect, but it is a once per turn. We then play 3 copies of Spright Jet. Spright Jet, if this card is special summoned, you get to search a Spright spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to be able to search out cards like Starter or Smashers. We then play a single copy of Spright Red. Spright Red is a monster negate, which is a really good thing for this deck to be able to establish an additional monster negate on top of all the other negates we're going to be able to put on the field with this build. We then play a single copy of Spright Carrot. This card is a spell and trap card negate, which is still really good as a one of in this deck. We then play 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Frocktail. This card is a great 3 of in the deck, and it's just a really good card because it has the ability you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to be able to send a level 3 or lower beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your deck to the grave, essentially being a foolish burial, which is really good for this deck to be able to send your copy of Kit to the graveyard off of this card, and then use the copy of Kit to be able to send Nearval, and then search out a copy of Caress, which is a great line for this deck to be able to do. And all of your Tri-Brigade monsters also share a common effect that you can banish any number of beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monsters in your graveyard to be able to special summon a beast, beast warrior, or winged beast link monster from your extra deck with a link rating equal to the number of banished cards. Also, you can only use beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monsters as link material for the rest of the turn, which is a big effect for this deck to just help you get monsters out on the field. We then play 2 copies of Tri-Brigade Kit. Tri-Brigade Kit is a definite 2 of in the deck and is just a really good card, but if this card touches the graveyard, it lets you send a Tri-Brigade from deck to grave, which is a really good effect. We then play 2 copies of Tri-Brigade Caress. This card is a really good 2 of as well in the deck. It has a great effect that you can discard a beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster to be able to special summon this card from your hand, which is a really good effect to get you a level 2 on your side of the field so you can start special summoning out your Spright monsters and go into some really powerful link monsters. We then play 2 copies of Nearval. Nearval at 2 in this particular build is totally fine. This card has a great effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is a good effect to be able to just search out a copy of Caress off this card. Usually what you're doing is sending Frocktail to the graveyard, and then sending your copy of Kit to the grave, then your copy of Nearval, and then Nearval will search out your copy of Caress, which is the main line of Tri-Brigade. We then play 3 copies of Nimble Beaver. This card is a beast monster and is really good in this particular deck because when this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower Nimble monster from your deck or graveyard, which helps you get another copy of Beaver on your side of the field. It is a level 2 and it is a beast, so it was just made for this deck. We then play a single copy of Nimble Angler. Nimble Angler is a great 1 of in this particular build, because this card has a great effect that if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except another copy of this card. So you can actually use cards like Spright Sprint that's in the extra deck to be able to send this card to the graveyard and then special summon out 2 copies of Nimble Beaver from the deck, which is going to help you a lot with all of your plays. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is really good in this particular deck at stopping the opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Ghost Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell is really good at stopping the opponent from touching the graveyard. We then play 3 copies of DD Crow. DD Crow is great in this deck to be able to banish monsters from the grave. You can play buy steals in this particular deck, but I feel like playing the buy steals when you lock yourselves into level and rank 2 monsters with cards like Gigantic Spright, and also locking yourselves into Beast Warrior and Wing Beast, or even Tri-Brigade cards in this particular deck, doesn't really work with the buy steal cards, which is why I just play the hand traps instead. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is just a great card to be able to stop your opponent from hand trapping you while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play 2 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. Fire Formation Tenki is a really good 2-of in this particular build. I don't feel like you need 3 copies of it because you're just using this card to get to your copy of Frogtail, but it's still a really good card to be able to search that card from deck. We then play a single copy of Spright Smashers. Spright Smashers is so good in this particular deck. It just helps you banish cards off your opponent's side of the field, which is really, really good. We then play 3 copies of Spright Starter. Spright Starter is a definite 3-of in this particular build, and it's just such a good card. It's basically E-Telly for your Spright monsters, which is just really a great effect to just instantly get one of your Spright monsters onto your side of the field. The only downside is it does inflict damage equal to the monster's attack points that you summon to your side of the field. So for example, if you summon out a copy of Spright Blue, you take 1100 points of damage. So that's it for these spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing a single copy of Tri-Brigade Revolt. Tri-Brigade Revolt is an insanely powerful card that's going to help you link summon into some really awesome monsters, because you can special summon a number of Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monsters that are banished or in your graveyard but negate their effects. Then immediately after this card resolves, you must link summon 1 Tri-Brigade Link monster using only those monsters. This card is a 1-of in the particular deck, so you can get to it with copies of Bearbrum. It's just a really good powerhouse card to just swarm the field with all sorts of Tri-Brigade monsters and make a Shurog during the opponent's turn, or even make some really powerful Link monsters. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Impermanence is just really good in this particular deck at stopping your opponent's monster effects, and with this card in the deck, we actually play a dozen hand traps, so we have a lot of ways to be able to hand trap the opponent. But this card can also be set to your side of the field and lock down entire columns of spells and traps, which is really good. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Shurog. Shurog is our boss monster for the deck and is a crazy powerful boss monster. This card is a good effect if this card is special summoned, or if another Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monster is special summoned to your field, you can banish 1 card on the field and it doesn't even target, which is just such a powerful effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of your banished Beast Warrior Wing Beast monsters, which is a pretty good effect to give you a search. We then play a single copy of Access Code. This card just closes out games and is a fantastic 1-of in the deck. It can get absolutely massive, especially with cards like Shurog touching the graveyard. It can come out at 6,300, and we play a lot of different attributes for our extra deck monsters, so this card can get really big and be able to pop multiple cards on the field. We then play a single copy of Appaloosa. Appaloosa is really good in this deck to be able to put on your side of the field to have multiple negates on the field. We then play a single copy of Bearbrum. Bearbrum is how we search out Revolt, and so this card is just really good in this deck as a 1-of, but you only need a single copy of this card. We then play 2 copies of Frigid. Frigid is a really, really good 1-of to be able to put on your side of the field. It has an awesome fact that during your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Beast Warrior Wing Beast monster from your hand. Also, you cannot use monsters as link material for the rest of the turn except Beast Warrior Wing Beast. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card and then place a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck, which is great just to help you fix your hands. We then play a single copy of Pit Knight. Pit Knight is just really good in the deck because it helps you deal with your opponent's monsters, so this card is a great link to put in the deck. We then play 2 copies of Spright Elf. Spright Elf is one of the most powerful Link 2s ever created and is basically a monster reborn for level 2 monsters during your turn and during your opponent's turn, which is just a really powerful effect for this card to have. We then play a single copy of Spright Sprint. Spright Sprint is just a good one-of in the deck because it has a really good effect that if this card is Link summoned, you can send one level 2 monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is usually going to be your copy of Nimble Angler to get you 2 copies of Nimble Beaver on your side of the field. This card cannot be used as Link material to turn its summon, but it still is a really good card to put on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Ancient Warrior's Oath Double Dragon Lords. This card is basically a Tri-Brigade card because you can summon it off of your Tri-Brigade monster's effects, and it's really good because it has the ability to quick effect, send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then target a face-up card your opponent controls and bounce it back to the hand. So this card is a really awesome one-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is just really good in this particular build to be able to put on your side of the field and then go into the opponent's turn and Link summon during their turn. So this card is a really good one-of. We then play 2 copies of Gigantic Spright. Gigantic Spright is just such a powerful card to be able to put on your side of the field. Being able to special summon out a level 2 from the deck is just really good, but I feel like 2 copies is perfect for this particular deck. This card is a definite 2-of in this build. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Tri-Brigade Spright, you definitely should give this deck a try because it's just a really fun deck. I love Tri-Brigade, and I played a lot of versions of Spright, and this is a really powerful version that you could carry to a locals or even a regionals and top with it, which is really, really fun. So, anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.